song. A parasite just wants a nice home and to destroy you. It's true, and it has to do with this song, My Soul. Well, because some people are parasites. I call them parasite people.
I want to suck the life out of you.
And even though they might want to suck the life out of you, sometimes they also inspire you to write songs. And that's why this song, My Soul, was ever even born. Let me tell you what I know about parasites and parasite people, because they behave in the same way. Parasites can't sustain their life on their own. So they're driven by some primordial instinct that even they don't understand to find a host to latch on to. For example, a tapeworm has no digestive tract of its own, so it hops into your guts and it soaks up through its skin all the nutrients that pass on by.
Thanks!
You know, all of the nutrients from the food that you are eating in order to sustain your life. Cute, huh? Parasites and parasite people scan their environment for the best possible host. It's pretty brilliant, really. They find the perfect host through a series of complex and diverse strategies, engaging in successive behavioral patterns in order to elicit responses from potential hosts.
Will you let me destroy you?
No.
Will you let me destroy you?
No.
Will you let me destroy you?
Okay. In other words, they do a bunch of shit. And if you send back signals that say, yeah, you can do all that shit here, they will jump right in and make themselves right at home.
What? You said I could be here.
Parasites, just like parasite people, well, they don't care about their hosts. I don't love French fries, but if I was starving and I had to tell them that I love them in order to get them in my belly, I totally would. I love you. Love you. Come here. And of course they'll say they love you. Because in their own twisted, lonely, desperate state of survival, having their host provide nourishment for them to survive off of is the closest they come to any understanding of what love is. The thing about parasites and parasite people is that they will literally change your brain. They will change your brain to make an environment that better suits their survival.
Thanks!
Do a little bit of research. You'll find a million examples of this. There's a parasite that will literally make rats run towards pussycats. Yeah, it makes the rat like cats. You know why? Because then the cat will eat the rat, and the parasite will go into the cat, and the parasite has to be in a cat in order to complete its life cycle. Isn't that cute? It literally changes the rat's brain, puts little cysts in there, makes it release endorphins, so that rat is like happy about getting killed by the cat. It's like, yeah, eat me, baby, please. That would be the best thing ever. Well, parasite people do the same thing. They send signals to your brain in order to continually get a response from you that they can feed off of. But they don't want bread. They want drama, baby. Yeah, they feed off of it. They want fights. They They want negativity, they want fear, and they want tears. They want disruption, disgruntledness, and dissatisfaction because this is life for them. And they can't keep generating all of this madness on their own. No, they need a host. Yep, I've been infested by parasites before, and I found myself indulging in behaviors, activities, drama games, and negativity that I knew was no good for me, that I normally would have never engaged in. But I was trapped inside an infestation.
Ew.
I was infested. And a parasite person, just like a parasite, sends masterfully manipulative signals to your brain, saying things like,
If you really love me, you'll do this.
even though you don't want to do it.
If you actually cared about my feelings, you would listen to me.
Even though all I have to say is totally rotten.
Negative, destructive, and icky. Bitch with me. Fight with me. Complain with me. Gossip with me. Feed me. Feed me. Feed me. Feed me. Feed me.
And you know what the sick thing is? You know what the whole weird, twisted, disgusting thing of it all is? Once you've been infested for so long, you just start to think it's normal. You just believe that's the way it is. And of course, your parasite continually sends you brain signals verifying that.
This is normal. This is how relationships are.
For a long time, I personally argued and fought against that. No, this is not normal. This is not okay. This is not healthy. This is not the way it should be. This is dysfunctional. No, this is bad. I don't like this. This is wrong. I don't want this. It shouldn't be this way. This is toxic. But eventually, I just got tired because parasites and parasite people suck the energy out of you constantly. And I stopped arguing and started believing what my parasite told me. Even though the inner core of my being was screaming out, No! No! No, I know it's not true! I know what you're saying is not true! I believed that soul-sapping, miserable state of existence was normal. It's not normal! And I struggled to escape, but just like when you do a parasite cleanse, this will literally happen, folks. All of the symptoms and cravings get worse, and withdrawals increase and intensify as you try to flush them out because they know that you're killing them and they send signals to your brain.
Please stop! Please stop! You're killing me! Please stop!
And it makes you feel helpless. I felt helpless. I felt helpless because I felt totally alone. You know why? Because parasite people will continually send signals to your brain, attempting to, and often succeeding at, convincing you that you are alone. I felt alone because parasite people will isolate you, and they will make you feel bad and guilty for any relationships that you have outside of them, or what they say is okay to have. And I felt alone because every time I tried to escape, it seemed like the whole outside world saw me as the bad guy. Like I just had commitment issues, so I was just leaving all the time. That's what my parasite made things out to look like. Because parasite people are fabulous actors, and they'll put on a pretty little face for everybody else, and they will save their soul sucking for their host.
I don't understand why my host would leave me. They're so selfish and mean, and I'm so giving and loving. And I just want a nice home.
And the acts are endless. It's actually pretty fascinating to watch. One of my favorites is the act that I like to call the sweet as pie act. Oh, I know that one. That's the one where your personal parasite acts like ain't nobody in the world nicer to you than they are.
Honey, can I offer you a beer? I'll bet you're hungry. Would you like a salad? Or perhaps some pie?
Give me a break. Get them in front of other people and they are forever putting on a show. It's like they're on a stage, pretending to be all different kinds of people or something.
Huh?
Well, look, I have curtains, so that's different. And somehow, I kept winding up back with the same parasite again. The same infestation. I was so programmed and foggy in my brain and like sick in my head and sick in my body, by the way, that there were a couple times when I tried to leave when guess what? My parasite person immediately latched on to a new host. And of course, the host that my parasite latched onto was insufficiently viable for them. And since I'd become programmed to be more concerned with the well-being of the parasite than with my own well-being, I would beg my parasite to come back to me. That's right. No, that host is no good for you. You can't survive off of that host. Come back. They won't sustain you. I'll sustain you. I love you. I'll take care of you.
Okay, but you don't ever leave me again.
Yes.
Remember, you love me. You don't leave people you love.
I love you. I'm sorry for what I did. This is normal. Come. Eat. I love you. By the way, parasite people love themselves a good love triangle. So when hosts start competing for their parasite, oh man, that's their favorite. Just a good little vicious love triangle. They love it. They love it.
That is not the same as a happy menage a trois.
Right? Right you are, Miss Floozy. I like where you're going with that. That's a good point. Not the same thing. And they will actually feed off of you until you are such an empty, lifeless shell of a person that you can't even be fed off of anymore.
What?
And then you know what they'll do? Like any good parasite, they'll find another host.
Oh.
And they will leave you for dead. If you're made to feel like everything that's wrong in your relationship is your fault, get out. If someone is making you feel bad for every other relationship that you have, get out. If you find yourself feeling guilty all the time and you're not even sure why, get out. If you find yourself feeling like, maybe if I just loved them a little bit more, or if I just gave them a little bit more, or if I just invested a little bit more time, then maybe they'd be happy, then I can make them happy. No, they won't be. Sorry. It's not gonna work. Sorry about that. If you find yourself being confused all the time because you keep getting told that you did things and said things and even thought things that you didn't do or say or think, get out of there. If you find yourself constantly in trouble and you're not even sure what you did, get out. And then you try and talk about it so you can get to the bottom of things and really figure out what's going on, and you get stonewalled and you get told you should just know what you did. If someone makes you feel ashamed of who you are and all the things that you want out of life, get away from that person. If you find yourself getting cajoled into constantly having to give compliments and show affection, not because you really want to all the time, but because if you don't, you'll have to deal with somebody's little temper tantrum. Get out of there. If you're constantly walking on eggshells and living in a state of anxiety because you're afraid that at any moment something might go wrong because, something always does go wrong. You might want to get out of there. If you find yourself sacrificing your own happiness because someone else is telling you that if you don't sacrifice your own happiness, you're a selfish person.
What?
Get out of there. If you get punished for having goals and wanting to accomplish your dreams, you're out of there! In fact, if you get punished for anything at all, I might want to think about that because you might actually be stuck in some kind of SpongeBob episode. If you see someone act all pretty nice to people's faces, but then the first chance they get, they start talking relentless shit, get away from that parasite person. If you find yourself more and more isolated from your friends and family, get away. Get out of that relationship. Unless you just don't want to hang out with your family. That's kind of normal sometimes. If you start to be afraid to do what you love to do, because you know if you do what you love to do, boy, there's gonna be a fight. Yeah, get out of there. If every time you have a little bit of success in your life, or even the possibility for a little bit of success in your life, if someone finds some way to shoot it down, and they act like they're just shooting it down because they're concerned for you. No, get away from that person. If someone pokes you, and 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 then cries about how mean and abusive you are, when you finally say, "Stop poking me!" If you find yourself feeling stuck and helpless and hopeless, you're not stuck. You're not helpless. You're not hopeless. You can get out. You can get away. You can get yourself back. Your true self. Not the self that your parasite makes you think that you are. But you have to realize first, you have been infested. You have been infested. You have been infested. Now, I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody. We all have a little bit of parasite in us. Actually, we all have a lot of parasites in us. Seriously, you should do a cleanse like at least every few months. And I realized that parasite people are just people also, and that they are suffering tremendously inside because they're infested too. But that goes beyond the scope of this monologue. But be wary. Sometimes feeling bad for a parasite is just the thing that parasite needs to get in. We do need to help each other, yes. And if I have a helping hand I can reach out to lift someone up, I will do it every chance that I get. But if in my attempts to help lift somebody up, they start to pull me down, I will let go in an instant. Because I have learned. Oh, I have learned! Trying to help someone who's really screwed up can really screw you up. Some people take your hand because they are truly ready to make change, to better themselves, to get the help that they need. But some people are just parasites. I call them parasite people. And they will grab your hand because they want to drag you down. And they will, if you let them. They will drag you down to the pits of hell. And they will rape your soul. Thanks for coming this week on Me and My Song. Come on back next week as I sing for you the song I just told you all about in the Raw Reveal. Just so you know, I keep doing this because I know it makes you smile and sometimes even laugh, and because I know that music heals. I know that. And I'm going to keep on doing it no matter what.
Yes.
But also, just so you know, it is really hard work and it does cost a lot of money, and I don't get vacation days. So if you feel so inclined to be a donator, please do so. I won't stop you, really. Come on, feel free. You can donate just one time, like throw in a tip in my tip jar. Or you could donate whatever amount you want every month. Just like, cha-ching, just throw me a little chump change every month. I just said chump change, like I'm a chump or something. If you become a monthly donator, you get special perks, like free music downloads, extra videos, and a cool shirt like this, because having money on planet Earth always gets you special perks. But this is a 100% guilt-free request. I do this hoping to make you feel good, so don't feel bad if you can't cough up the dough. Shoot, I'm just glad you're here, because otherwise I'd be all alone. Well, you know what I mean. This is Jessica Leia signing off. Thanks for coming. Come on back next week. I will be here for you. And also, if you could just do me a favor and remember, keep singing your song. Me and my song.